Coming up on AgweekTV, the sun is out and so are the farmers. Planting season is in full swing for most around the region. The federal crop insurance program is facing deep cuts. What North Dakota Senator John Hoeven is doing to prevent that. And we'll take you inside the Ag Commodities Trading Room right here on the campus of NDSU. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shauna Olson. Planting season is in full swing across the region. Warm weather and sunshine are allowing more growers to get into the fields. Our Agweek crew headed out to see how it's going. Tom Livdahl owns Heartland Seeds near Comstock, Minnesota. He farms near there as well. On this day, he was working up bean ground. He's also planting oats.
I'll get the oats in this week, and then we'll probably do the beans next week, or maybe even later, because I like to get these little guys going here and work them up before they get, it's all conventional, so I'm working on the weeds, I guess, getting them going first.
Livdahl says he and other growers in this area have had quite a few days to get field work done. Says they got 1.5 inches of rain right after the wheat went in, and crops look good here.
And the soybeans are getting started this week, and I don't know, they should finish in a week or so. It should be almost done. And then the corn and wheat and beans should all be done in the area here, so it's going to be pretty early, I think.
Livdahl plans to plant some buckwheat this year. He says a handful of growers around the area are doing the same. He brought in the seed for them.
Yeah, we had last year, and now this year we're going to have more acres, so hopefully it'll yield like it did last year. It went pretty good for the guys, so It's a new crop that, well, all that flour, you know, that those guys that are allergic to the wheat flour, they go in with the buckwheat flour, so It's something that's catching on.
Livdahl says the price has been high for buckwheat and hasn't come down like some other crops. Ron Scheffler is out spreading fertilizer near Argusville, North Dakota. He says as of this week, they have some corn planted.
We got going really good on Saturday, so we've been putting a lot of acres in, pushing it pretty hard. It's been going very good. We've had really, really good weather. You couldn't ask for better weather. Ground's warming up and everything's going good.
This week's Crop Stop takes us to East Central South Dakota, where they have too much of a good thing, rain. Mikkel Pates found farmers busy, just not doing much planting yet.
Well, Barnum, it's another year of crop stops, and we're here at Willow Lake, South Dakota, looking around at some land that's being sprayed, getting ready for the spring planting season. And we'll stop and see if these guys have some time to talk to us.
Today I'm going to do some burn down for pre-plant on corn acres. I'm going to kill some cover crop and weeds so that it's burnt down, clean to plant corn into.
Tell me about how the cropping season is looking so far here.
So far here, it's starting to get a little wet. 2 weeks ago we wouldn't have said that. Never want to cuss rain, but...
Right. How much of the planting has been done at this point?
That I know of in this area, there may be a couple hundred acres is all. Otherwise, everybody's still waiting the weather out.
We were hoping to start planting early last week, but temperature and precipitation was not letting us that happen, and then probably a week behind schedule. Nothing alarming yet. I farm in Beetle County and in Clark County. Beetle County, a little warmer by the James River Valley. I like to get corn in there by first week of May. By the middle of the month here in Clark County is kind of, you're losing yield at that point if you're planting after those dates.
Barnum, it seems like things are a little bit behind, but catching up. So here at Willow Lake, South Dakota, this is Mikkel Pates for AgweekTV.
Papka says he expects fewer acres of winter wheat in his part of the state, partly because of the dry fall and lower prices. Farmers and ranchers are struggling with a variety of serious issues, from low prices to the growing demand for non-GMO crops. North Dakota's Senator John Hoeven held a roundtable discussion with several ag producers this week about many of those topics. They questioned the senator about the waters of the U.S. rule, concerns about anhydrous ammonia storage, the ag risk coverage program, the potential for sugar imports from Cuba, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership. A big concern is the proposed $18 billion cut to crop insurance in the president's budget submission. Since 2008, the Obama administration has taken $12 billion out of crop insurance, so Congress specifically put language in the Farm Bill that says the administration cannot take funding out of crop insurance. Hoeven says he'll fight the cuts, but it could be tough.
In the Farm Bill, we saved $24 billion, and one of the arguments we made is that because crop insurance is such an important risk management tool, so it's just not reasonable to come back and be taking that out of crop insurance. Let's make sure we've gone through the entire federal budget and everybody's kind of helped out before you start coming back and trying to get more out of agriculture, particularly at a time when it's a tough time in agriculture.
Senator Hoeven says he hopes solutions to many of these issues can be done through the Farm Bill or other congressional acts. Coming up next on AgweekTV, find out why farmers are here at the Commodities Trading Room at NDSU.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Whether you're on the job or on a mission, hauling your gear is quick and reliable with an easy towing utility trailer from Home of Economy. Transport heavy loads in a hard-working Newman's brand trailer with its durable powder coat finish and treated lumber bed. Or for lighter hauling, count on an affordable carry-on trailer. At Home of Economy, you'll find everything for safe hauling, including hitches, replacement lights, and ratchet straps, all at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Agweek Magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Agweek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Hey, I'm Tyler Perry. Do you know what hunger in America looks like? Well, it has many faces, and 16 million of those belong to children. Yet billions of pounds of food go to waste each year, and this is unacceptable. You can be a part of the solution. Join us in supporting the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks, which rescues our surplus foods and provides meals to many families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org today. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. Their custom-built fertilizer systems are the crown jewel of the Total Ag lineup. Total Ag systems come with a fully customizable fill system, and the variable rate hydraulic drive system works with John Deere displays for real-time feedback and complete fertilizer monitoring. Total Ag's field-tested design allows precise control and accurate application in your fields for better yields and more profit. Contact Total Ag by phone or visit totalag.com.
If you want to get a better understanding of how ag commodity markets work and become a better marketer of your products, there's a unique room at NDSU that can help. The Commodity Trading Room offers a hands-on learning experience of how the markets operate. We got an inside look.
There's only two emotions in trading, period. Greed and fear. I've got some soybeans, 400 positions sold, and I'm losing $2,600. About a minute ago, I was up about $6,000.
If this was a real-life scenario, Lee Troutman would be sweating it out. But on this day, losing money on his soybeans is only fun and games.
So it just shows you the volatility in the market. It doesn't take very long to lose the farm or make a house.
At the time it was set up in 2012, the electronic trading room at NDSU was the first of its kind in the nation for teaching.
Your strategy changes a lot as you learn more about what's going on in the marketplace.
It's a trading room that focused specifically on ag.
This is not simulated trading. This is not pretend stuff. The information, all of the information that we flow in feeds into the trading room right here is live information. So what they see on the computer screen is actually what's happening in the markets today.
So in a matter of a couple hours with a 3-cent trading range,
they get a sense for not only how rapidly things can change, but then also how does a buyer think about purchasing grain, or how does a speculator think as they're looking at the different things, the information that's flowing into the marketplace.
So if you understand the mentality, the things that the guy on the other side of the desk is looking at, you start to understand why things do what they do.
Frayne Olson is one of the instructors.
As you found out, you can be from green to red and so fast. Yeah. It's really allowed both myself as well as the other instructors to be able to do some things we were never able to do before.
The room is set up like a lab, 2 computers for each person. Olson says the room serves NDSU students, ag producers, and international trade teams that want to learn more about the U.S. marketing system.
And we try and teach them several different levels. We try and teach them what happens in the futures market.
Because to get even, you have to buy 200 positions, right?
We also look very specifically at the interaction between the futures market and the cash market. Because at the end of the day, farmers buy and sell their grain in the cash market.
So as a farmer can use that information.
On this day, the room is filled with ag producers taking a special class with the help of the North Dakota Soybean Council.
We're doing mock futures trading on soybeans today. It's actually a really fun little system. It's kind of almost like playing a game, but almost like Monopoly, but so you don't have to pay in at the end of the day. But you still get to see your money grow or disappear like it is right now.
Troutman is here with his dad and brother. They farm together near Jamestown, North Dakota.
Kind of seeing it in a real world scenario. Most of the time you just call your local agent and say, hey, I want to buy, I want to sell, I want to do this. But actually seeing it and seeing how it all works is kind of interesting.
Todd Altoff has been farming for 30 years near Mantador, North Dakota. He came here hoping to gain a better understanding on price direction.
It's easy when you're not using actual cash.
He says the education he's gaining here is a major confidence booster.
Really advanced, there's no doubt about that. You know, over the years you collect a little bit of the information, but it's nice to get more of a day-to-day thing on it.
You're waiting for that home run ball to come by and you're going to swing at it and put it out of the park.
And I'm not pleased with my marketing company right now, so I'm thinking about, you know, eliminating that expense and going back to doing it myself.
Trying to find any way you can to break even or try to make a little money.
Olson says all of the funding to create the room came from the ag sector, including corporate donations. Every major commodity organization in North Dakota contributed. Will our nearly perfect planting weather continue? Your agri-weather forecast is next. And later, Jonathan Knutson talks about his field trip to the nation's capital.
Quality is not a word we take lightly. From the materials we use down to the details, it's always been about building something the right way. That's how you know it's a true Minn Kota window.
North Country Marketing is your weed and mosquito control headquarters, carrying the Easy Rider ATV mounted sprayer, pull type ATV sprayers, 3-point sprayers with 6-foot to 30-foot booms, utility vehicle mounted sprayers, 48-inch pull type weed rollers, and the new 72-inch model. We also carry walk behind weed rollers and estate sprayers. North Country Marketing has the sprayers you need for this season, and we ship anywhere. Contact North Country Marketing toll-free or visit us at northcountrymarketing.biz.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
This is Dennis Belisky reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
I look down the line and I see every step this window goes through and the people that help create it. I love working with a team that truly cares about helping make true Minn Kota windows.
Weather portion of Ag Week now. We're going to start off with the Surface Water Index. This, again, a product that comes to us out of the University of Washington, which has found a different way of modeling surface water, and I found it to be quite accurate. What's remarkable about the surface water across the northern plains this week, as of the midweek, is that across most of western Minnesota, northeast South Dakota, vast majority of North Dakota and Montana, conditions have gone back to near normal or a little bit drier than average, and this has happened in just a week. This was all wetter than average last week. What happened was very dry fall, very dry winter across these areas, dry spring up until 2 weeks of rain, which saturated the soils briefly, but that water's all soaked in. It's still quite wet across Nebraska, the Sioux City to Sioux Falls area and up around Duluth. This is the region which picked up so much heavy snowfall during the winter and so had a nice percolation and got plenty of moisture recharged this spring. Another interesting thing that's happened this week is up in the Arctic, the so-called Arctic Oscillation, the big circulation around the North Pole, which 2 weeks ago shifted from sharply, strongly positive to strongly negative, has now gone from strongly negative back into a much more neutral phase. So the winds are a little more circularly circumnavigating the Arctic regions, and you find that with that has come a return to a slightly less blocked up atmosphere across the northern plains. We're still dealing with fairly high amplitude, so for the moment we've got this ridge of high pressure over the northern plains, southwestern parts of the prairie provinces, which is why we've been so hot the last few days. That will gradually subside as the week goes through. We'll get into a little more typical springtime weather pattern with very cool weather being brought down into south central Canada and some of that spilling southward into the northern plains. In other words, our weather is going to be cooling down. Now, as far as moisture goes, this week there will be showers in the northern plains. The west coast will be quite dry. I don't see any precipitation out there. Probably at least one more round of big storms through the middle west. I don't know that this will bring huge, widespread heavy rain, but certainly some stormy weather. And the region southeast of Lake Michigan, like around Chicago and over to around Ohio, they just can't find spring. It continues to be cool and wet there. Showers in the northern plains, probably not soakers, but some showers this week. Next week, the west coast will continue to be quite dry. I am expecting another round in that mid part of May, the 14th through the 20th, through the Midwest and the Southeast. This one also will likely bring some heavy rains, and I'm expecting the northern plains to go back to generally fairly cool and fairly dry. So that's the general outlook. What are we talking about? Putting it down into brass tacks, not so warm weather across the northern plains for the next couple of weeks. Showers this week, but probably not soakers. And as for the upcoming summer, I'm still expecting it to be warmer than average. Whether or not it will be super warm, too early to know.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets,
the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted, Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
We believe in a fair and balanced approach to state and federal regulation. Proposed changes to OSHA's anhydrous ammonia policy, EPA's Waters of the U.S., the Clean Air Act, and endangered species are a few examples of what we are facing. The one-size approach doesn't work for North Dakota. Agriculture Commissioner Doug Goring wants to work with you to protect our state. Go to our website to see the latest issues that affect not only agriculture today, but for future generations.
Commitment. You need it to succeed on the farm. It's total dedication to the land, family, and community. It's more than a way to make a living. It's a way of life. You've had it since the first time you ran your hands through the soil, helped bale hay, or rode along in the combine. Your commitment. It's as strong as your family's trust, as honest as each long day you put in, and as pure as the opportunity that comes with every tomorrow. It's how we build our bins, with proven design, superior structural integrity, a lifetime warranty, and a promise to stand with you, no matter what storms come your way. The harvest will always be protected, so you can sell when it's right for you, your family, and your farm. Commitment. It's why we can say, there's nothing standard about superior.
AgweekTV, sponsored by Peterson Farm Seed.
The Demkota Ranch beef plant is ramping up production in Aberdeen, South Dakota. New owners took over a plant that closed 4 years ago. They started slaughtering cattle in November, and area cattle producers are happy the plant is up and running again. Mikkel Pates talked to one of them who's happy to have a place close to his home to take his cattle.
Shauna, producers in northeast South Dakota are hoping the Demkota processing plant has a smooth ramp up and will be a benefit to the whole region.
A lot of people wonder if there's enough cattle for them up in this country. There's a lot of cattle here, fat cattle that get shipped out of state, that go somewhere else to be slaughtered. There's a lot of cattle in North Dakota that go somewhere else to be slaughtered. So I think there's enough cattle here to fulfill their needs as long as they're competitive and have a good market.
Producers who have delivered to the Demkota processing plant at Aberdeen like what they see so far.
For us, it's a lot better access to the markets. It's much closer, so we don't have as much freight when we haul livestock. And it's a market that I think is going to develop. We're here to help them, and they're here to help us.
This is Mikkel Pates for AgweekTV.
The company has said it eventually plans to have a capacity of about 1,500 head per day. They say you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. In this week's commentary, Agweek's Jonathan Knutson found that to be true.
My natural habitat is fields and gravel roads, farmsteads and farm towns. But recently, I was in Washington, D.C. to attend a national ag journalist conference. It really is a different world there. Concrete, big buildings, security checkpoints, men and women in fancy suits and dresses. I'm glad I went. Ag journalism is important to me. Attending the convention gave me a chance to meet some of the nation's top ag leaders. What I learned will help me do a better job of serving readers and viewers. Even so, I'm awfully happy to be back home. Fields and farms are far better than concrete and security checkpoints. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
Up next on AgweekTV, a new exhibit shows an important but little-known part of South Dakota's ag history.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
every day across America. Excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
The North Dakota Soybean Council invests checkoff dollars to increase soybean demand, increase yields, and open new markets. The soybean checkoff has resulted in stronger prices and higher yielding varieties. Checkoff dollars fund research to bring solutions to farmers' greatest production challenges. Global demand for North Dakota soybeans for human consumption, animal feed, and commercial use has never been greater. Checkoff dollars, investing in a profitable future for North Dakota soybean farmers.
Time to demand more. With Micro Essentials, you get more from every acre. Through our fusion technology, only Micro Essentials combines 4 vital nutrients into one powerful granule, ensuring uniform nutrient distribution and increased nutrient uptake. The innovation behind our fusion technology means you'll grow stronger, healthier plants. Micro Essentials. Get more from every acre.
The South Dakota Agricultural Heritage Museum is hoping to draw attention to one of the state's little-known ag industries. The state ranks 5th in the nation in sheep production, but museum director Gwen McCausland says most people don't know much about it. For example, South Dakota used to have several woolen mills.
We really wanted to have it reflect the stories and the families and the lives of the sheep producers, as well as the businesses that benefit from the industry, such as the wool buyers and even the woolen mills that are no longer in business that were part of developing in South Dakota.
The museum is located in Brookings, South Dakota. The sheep exhibit runs through the end of the year. This week's photo is another look at one of our favorite tributes to the late rock star Prince. We love it because it's in a most unlikely place by a most unlikely artist. 75-year-old retired farmer Gene Hansen of Edgeley, North Dakota, plowed Prince's love symbol into one of his fields. Hansen says he didn't use a GPS, he just taped a picture of the symbol on his tractor and took off. Hansen took a picture of it from his plane and it went viral. If you want to see your ag photos on AgweekTV, email your photo and a description of what's happening in the picture to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com.